white kits with the blue and lighter blue hoops. They're going right to left. And this U16 women's gold medal game is off and running. Scott Squires with you. Our second game today on Gold Medal Sunday. We just saw Eastern Ontario capture the U16 men's title. So another celebration will be happening here in about 50 minutes' time. And here comes Ontario with the run down the open field, going into the corner, and now bringing it over to the middle. What a start for Ontario as they're on the board with a great run and a try and a lead. Now that is what you call a quick start. That is just over a minute in. Ontario with a big run and a try. So that's how you start a gold medal final. So that is a great start for Ontario Central. Nova Scotia will have to regroup, that's for sure. What a run that was. Open field, down the sideline. Convert is good.
Come on now, Nova Scotia! Let's get that back, Celtic! Here we go, big tackles now!
So Nova Scotia will have to kick away to Ontario. And Ontario, just before kickoff, they kind of gathered on their sideline. They formed like a little tunnel, and the players just came charging out of it, almost like you see in college football down in the United States. They just came rushing out onto the field, cheering, yelling, screaming, gathered at midfield, had a big cheer. They're back with the ball. Here they come again. Trying to get forward was Reese Morgan. Nova Scotia needs to hold Ontario off here after that quick start. Be good if they could steal it. Ontario gets it up out of there. Olivia Hooper got it forward. Ontario working with it. Taylor McKnight. They'll kick it out to touch. So a pretty good start here for Ontario. U16 women gold medal game. So far, through the first 4 minutes, they've kept the Celtics from Nova Scotia on their heels.
Here we go, big steal, Scotia!
Now maul forms. Look at Ontario pushing that maul down, picking up all kinds of field toward the Nova Scotia end. That maul still going. This is one of the longer ones we've seen all week long. Still going forward. Finally it comes out of there. Nice tackle in the open field there, but they keep it going. There's another quick pass. Little pass over the top. Making a run forward there was Stanley. Trying to get down to the corner. There's an opening again. Nobody there, and another try quickly for Ontario. They've done it again. Just 5 minutes in, they've made 2 runs down the same side of the field, exploiting that opening. And 2 tries. And Ontario jumping into a fairly early lead. Nova Scotia coming together. You see him right there. I'm sure they're just having a chat saying, all right, we've been under pressure here from the get-go. Let's kind of take a deep breath. Let's settle down. Gather the nerves. We're okay. But this Ontario team has just come out rifling through the Nova Scotia defense. Kick is up. Just a little short. But Ontario has the lead. And Nova Scotia again will have to kick away. So Nova Scotia, the first 6.5 minutes hasn't exactly gone their way. Ontario receives it on the hop. Here they come again. Celtics have got to regroup here. It would be great if they could get a steal. They haven't had a touch on offense yet. Ontario's pretty much had possession from the outset. And again, a big run there by Hooper. Hooper gets up, keeps going. Hooper down the sideline, tries to offload it. And just going out at the touchline, but what a good sequence there as Hooper ran. Ball went down, picked it up, kept going, and gained some more meters down the field. So it'll be a Celtic scrum. And I'm sure the Nova Scotia Celtics right now are just dying to get their hands on the ball offensively and see if they can get some momentum going and slow down this Ontario side. So I've got to double check. I thought that the first the first convert was made. But I think as I look across at the little manual scoreboard that they're using, I think I see 10. So I'll have to double check to see if that convert was made or not. So if it wasn't made, I'll adjust that score. So certainly we do know that Ontario has 2 tries, but I will confirm whether or not that first convert was made. So Celtic scrum. And now the Celtics finally getting to work with that ball on offense. Out of that ruck. Where's the ball? Can't see it. Is it up yet? There it is. Nova Scotia comes away with it. Trying to get some momentum here on offense. Beamish was down on the ground. Now it pops up. Ontario pushing aggressively on defense. Celtics working it over to the left line. There's the release. They get it up off the ground. Now they'll work it, cutting it back inside of that same side. Ontario getting there quickly defensively. And it's taken away. Ontario steals it. So now it'll be Ontario who will work it on offense. Running forward, that was McKnight. Nova Scotia trying to recover defensively here and track this ball. Nice little offload, cut to the inside. Stripped away by the Celtics. Who's got it? The Celtics steal it away. Good defense there by Nova Scotia.
Scotia! Let's go, Celtics!
Nova Scotia scrum. They would dearly love to get possession, and they do. Can they work it forward? So Nova Scotia looking to work through some phases here. Caitlin Gannon got it forward a little bit. Try to ruck over top of that ball, trying to release in there, and it's Ontario who gets it away. Nadia Williams, look at Williams, chugging through there. Good run by Williams. Now they'll get it up, big spin over to the right. Nice pass there, it's bobbled. Picked up and moved forward. Ontario coming hard again. Good reception of that pass. Bounce down on the ground to Bullock. And the ref blows the whistle. So another scrum in very similar position that they had one here just a few seconds ago. Nova Scotia has had difficulty getting anything going offensively. This Ontario defense, aggressive, and aggressive some more. Good push here. Celtic tackle out of bounds. 2 Ontario players there to make the tackle. Ontario gets it again. They've been very aggressive on both sides of the ball. And now they've got it on on offense. There's an opening up the middle. And going in for another try is Victoria Bullock, as Bullock bowls her way through the defenders into the end zone, and 4 in Ontario blue has 5 for the team, and Ontario stretches the lead. So now Ontario will have a convert attempt here to stretch the lead a little more. Trying to see the number on this Ontario player taking the convert attempt. And it's through. Not sure if it was 18, Amanda Hogan. Hard to tell the numbers on some of these jerseys from distance. So it's been a pretty successful first half so far, with about 5 minutes left to play in this first half. Gold medal game, U16 women at the Eastern Nationals. Ontario has been aggressive from the outset. They've kept Nova Scotia on their heels, and a hands up to the face there. No call, but certainly the Nova Scotia player took that shot up high. Nova Scotia's got to run onto this now. Lauren May trying to get there. Getting kicked around on the ground. Who's going to pick it up? Celtics pick it up, but it's wrestled away by Ontario again. McKnight. Ontario works it again. So penalty against the Celtics. And that's kicked out to touch, almost right at the 5-meter line. So it's got to be a little tough right now for these Nova Scotia Celtics. They've seen Ontario come at them wave after wave here through the first almost 17 minutes. Lots of rugby left to play, but Nova Scotia's going to have to figure out something to do with this very aggressive Ontario side. It's really been pretty much all Ontario so far in this first half. Line out for Ontario, and it gets tipped. Ontario controls. That ball bounced over to the side. It'll step to the inside by Chloe Daniels. Daniels passes it off to the wing. Went backwards so they can keep moving forward. Stanley. And it's turned over. Now the Celtics do a good job defensively. They pick that ball up. Let's see if they can move it forward now and get this ball away, but it's stolen again on the ground. And the play stopped. Only a couple of minutes left in this first half. Substitution coming on here for Nova Scotia. Can't quite see the number from my location here. And it looks like an Ontario player being tended to here for a minute, so they'll bring the training staff out to have a look. Everything looks okay. Just a little cut perhaps, hard to tell. Taken care of quickly though.
Let's go, Celtics!
So scrum over in the left corner. Just outside the 5-meter line in the Nova Scotia end of the field. Nova Scotia trailing 19-0. Ontario with the lead. Celtics with the ball. Emma McLean with a nice run for the Celtics. They keep it moving forward. There's good game there for the Celtics. See who gets that ball off the ground. Went off to the side for just a little bit. Trying to release it back. Picked up, pass back, and they'll look to kick it out. Looks like it hit a coach over there who did a little tap dance as the ball went into his feet. So Eastern Ontario, the U16 men, have won gold in the first of our 4 gold medal games here today, and looks like that is indeed, oh no, I was going to say half. I thought the teams were heading to their benches, but no, they're getting brought over here for a set piece. It'll be a line out for Ontario. Tap down. Who comes out of there? It's Ontario. Nice tackle on the far side. But Ontario, they'll keep working with that ball. Nova Scotia doing all they can to try and meet Ontario straight up, but it's Ontario finding ways. Although there's a bobble, can they take advantage of it? Ontario gets there first. So with that final play, that is half, and a successful half it was for this Ontario side. They score the only points. They head off to the half with a 19-0 lead in this women's U16 gold medal final. 1 half to go. We'll be back in a few minutes. Work to do here for Nova Scotia in this second half. They trail 19-0 to this Ontario side. Nova Scotia will get the ball to start this second half. That kick was bobbled, but it kept going backwards. Good job by the Nova Scotia player to kind of angle her body so that if she did miss it, it would keep going backwards. So Nova Scotia can carry on with possession. They'd love to get one quick here and get the rest of this half to work. Here they go. This is Otto. Kristen Otto with a nice run. This is some good gains now for Nova Scotia. Coming out with some energy here in this second half. Looking for some help. Picked up, spun across. Nice pass there from McInnes. So this is a good possession now for the Celtics. Getting that ball up close to midfield. Now they'll bring it the other way. Ontario recovering well there. Getting in defensively. Trying to peel players out of that ruck in Ontario, as they've done much of the first half. They do it here in the second. Stealing the ball away in tight quarters. And this is going to come over right by me. And I finally get a chance to handle a ball in the game. And I know you couldn't see it, but I actually one-handed that with my left hand as it bounced over to me. That's it. I feel like I'm part of the game now more than ever. So a line out here. Chloe Beamish will put it in for the Celtics. Maddie Hill into the game. 18 for Nova Scotia. These two uniforms very close in design, actually. So sometimes in close quarters, hard to pick one out from the other. Especially front on. Very similar. Line out taken very well by the Celtics, but it's stopped. Wasn't thrown in straight. So it'll be a scrum.
Big push, let's go, Celtics!
A lot of Celtics fans behind me trying to urge on this U16 side to push forward here.
Here we go, Celtics!
If they could get points, it'll give them some confidence. Then they can work on the next couple of phases. They're going to have to go step by step here. They can't get 19 points at once. But if they can get something going here and get a score fairly early, because the thing is with these 20-minute halves, they fly by. All of a sudden you're looking at the last couple of minutes of the game. So when you're down by 19 in a 20-minute half, all of a sudden that second half melts away very quickly. And it's out of that scrum, and it's Ontario who come away with it. Down on the ground with it, that's Hooper. Spun over now by Reese Morgan. Ontario trying to keep possession down there, and they do. Morgan gets it out. Quick pass over by Bullock. Bullock's got a try in this game for Ontario. Here they come again. Good run up the middle. Nice offload, but it's bobbled on the transfer. We are close to 5 minutes played in this second half. Gold medal on the line here, U16 women, Nova Scotia, Ontario. This Celtics team, regardless of the outcome, will take home a medal, gold or silver. It would be a wonderful accomplishment for this very young program. I believe it's only been around for a couple of years, the U16 program. So it would certainly be, it will be a big accomplishment for this Nova Scotia Celtics U16 squad. They can do no worse than silver. They want gold, but again, first or second, when you can finish that way in the Nationals, that's pretty darn good. But right now, it's Ontario who have the 19-0 lead and are trying to hang on here. So subbing out is Victoria Bullock for Ontario. I believe it's number 19, Emily Butterworth, who checks in for the women from Central Canada. Or as we used to say in Newfoundland and Labrador, from up along. Ball put into the scrum. Ontario gets it out quickly. And now they come. Forward with speed. They've had the speed game working all day long, this Ontario team. Looking for somewhere to go with it. Quick pass to the right. Good job there getting it on the tackle. Maddie McInnes was in there, part of it for the Celtics, bringing the Ontario ball carrier to the ground. But it's Ontario who works it now to the other side. Quick passes to the left. Nice little move there by Georgia White. Good offload there. Oh, that's bobbled. But it went backwards and it's picked up and moved now by Stanley for Ontario. Over on the sideline. Ontario all of a sudden making a push here. About 6.5 minutes in. We've seen the ball bounce a few times, but it's gone backwards, so it can keep moving. But now the referee stops it and will reset. Unofficially 7 minutes into this second half, this women's u16 gold medal game. Ontario and Nova Scotia, the Blues and the Celtics. And right now, the Blues from Ontario up 19-0. Ontario Central looking to make it 2-for-2 for Ontario teams. An Ontario team in every one of the 4 gold medal games here today. We talked about just how deep Ontario is in terms of, well, of course, population, but rugby talent as well. They are certainly making an impact here at the Eastern Nationals. So, penalty against Ontario. Tried to kick it out for touch. And I think it touched the Ontario player over there. Goes out of bounds. So we'll have a set-piece line out here. Taken well by the Celtics. Now they'll try to work with it. Couple quick passes. Trying to get that ball out of that ruck, and they get it up and over. Taking it up the middle. Ontario cuts the ball carrier down quickly. Cameron Clenahans couldn't get anywhere. This Ontario squad so quick and aggressive on defense. You know, you hear it in hockey all the time about the importance of taking away time and space from a player, in particular a puck carrier. Well, the same is very true here. You want to be able to take away time and space from someone carrying the ball. And this Ontario side has done just that. Every opportunity that they've had to shut down time and space for a Nova Scotia ball carrier, they've done just that. They've gotten to the ball carriers quickly. This Nova Scotia Celtic squad, they're trying hard. They're trying to work forward. They're trying to go through their phases. But at every turn, there's an Ontario Blue player there to just stop the advance. So I'm sure that's becoming a little bit frustrating for Nova Scotia. But they've got to continue to work through it. They've got to deal with it because they don't have any other choice. And there's Ontario getting control out of that scrum, and here's a run up the middle, right through the defense, and nobody is going to catch Ontario on this one. Hard to tell with the ponytail if that was 15 or 19. I think it might have been 15, Kristen Otto. And nobody was going to catch her. Just all of a sudden, out of that scrum, couple of quick passes, and an opening right through the defense. The Celtics valiantly trying to catch the ball carrier, but it's Kristen Otto. Again, hard to tell, 15 or 19. You got the ponytail on the back. I believe it was 15 or 16. Again, just very hard to tell. So I actually looked at the wrong game sheet. I said Kristen Otto, but 15 for Ontario's Cameron Civic. And the convert is good. 2 more on. So, again, I believe it was Cameron Civic, 15 in blue, who got it. Hard to tell the number with the ponytail, but I think all Ontario cares about is that's another try. Ontario off that kickoff. Taylor McKnight got a few meters and then the play was stopped.
Let's go, Celtics!
26-0.
Let's go, Celtics!
Well beyond the halfway point now of this second half. This U16 women's gold medal game. Ontario looking very good to get there right now. The Celtics take nothing away from them. They've tried very hard in this game, but I don't know that they've got an answer for what Ontario is bringing right now, which is aggression and speed. But this could be something now. Emma McLean. She's been great all tournament long for the Nova Scotia Celtics. They come forward again. This is some positive gains now for the Celtics. Feeling good about this. So penalty on Ontario. Celtics tap and go quick. Quick offload there. Here they come. Celtics now, something good happening. Some good phases here now for the Celtics as they push deep into the Ontario end. Trying to make a move there was Jaden Spence for Nova Scotia. Again, Nova Scotia moving forward. Going to the right side. Nice run. Trying to work it in. They'd feel much better about things if they can get a try here. Get some points on the board. You never know what can happen. Start getting some energy. Start getting some momentum. Again, it's McInnes. Coming one more time. Nice tackling there by Ontario. Down deep. Another penalty on Ontario. Nova Scotia will take the advantage again. Nope, they're going to have to slow down and reset here. Celtics trying to work so hard. And again, that's a couple of times now when we've seen a ruck and then it gets stopped. Another penalty. Not sure if that was side entry on that ruck. Celtics desperately trying to work it in here. So close. Ontario trying to hold them up and stop them. Celtics trying to find an opening. Where can they find it? They're looking, they're searching, they're grinding, trying to get it in. Ontario trying to stack up that line. Almost in between a maul and a ruck. They don't know if they want to be down on ground or up in the air. Just a pile of players down there. Can't see a thing. And the Celtics have done it. They've broken through. Their fans and family, friends erupt. Applause all up and down the sidelines here. The Celtics, and a credit to the Nova Scotia side as things were just going downhill against them. But the Celtics get it across. They grind out some points. And 5 looks much better on the board than a 0. So good for them. So this Ontario team, I can't confirm it, but I believe that may be the first points that a team has scored on the U16 Ontario Central side in this championship. Again, I can't 100% confirm that because I don't have the stats in front of me, but I'm fairly sure. And the convert is good. You probably hear the fans behind me of Nova Scotia celebrating. Of course, a lot of them family members of these Nova Scotia players. They're pretty happy right now. But again, I believe that's the first points that this Ontario U16 women's side has given up in the tournament. Certainly it is the first points that Nova Scotia has scored in this game, and that is something for them to feel good about. Not a lot of time left in this one. By my unofficial count, about 3 minutes. Now they're going to get the ball back. Why do I love sports? It's unscripted, and you never know. That is certainly going to make the Celtics feel good. They're going to be thinking to themselves, we can do it. So they pick it up. Here they go. Ontario, I'm sure, is going to want to reassert themselves defensively here. And they've been good stealing that ball off the ground. So you know they're going to be in looking for the steal. But the Celtic come forward. Good run there by Emma McLean.
Come on, Celtics! Go, 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 go!
That ball bounces free, and I think Ontario's going to get it. They do. That goes off a leg, but it kept going backwards. Ontario can keep playing it. Taylor McKnight on the ground with it. She gets some support from behind. Good protection there. And now they'll come with it again. Into the pile goes Nadia Williams. Williams dragging herself forward. Picked up again. Ontario to the other side. One quick pass, two quick passes. Georgia White works it over. Another pass. Quick run to the corner, and this is going to be another try. This Ontario side, so quick, so fast. And again, they show what they are made of. Another try for Ontario as they answer quickly. As Nova Scotia scored minutes ago, Ontario answers right back, and with time winding down now, certainly the end result not in doubt. Looks like it will be a gold medal for Ontario Central, silver for Nova Scotia. Well, this Ontario Central U16 squad, they have been dynamite all week long. Very good side. This Celtic squad, they've had a great tournament themselves. And again, my goodness, for this squad to get a silver medal at this Eastern Nationals, what an accomplishment for a program that is still really in its infancy, the U16 program. What a wonderful experience for this Celtic squad to take away from here. They are only going to get better. Conversion attempt. Chip shot through. And two more on the board. Make it 33-7.
Here we go, Nova Scotia, big D.
Well, some of the parents behind me confirming my thoughts and happily saying that Nova Scotia, the only team that has put points on the board against this Ontario Central squad. So that in itself is something to feel pretty darn good about. This Ontario Central team, they have really been dominant in this tournament. Good tackling there by Nova Scotia, trying to take that ball carrier down, and they do.
Get that ball, Nova Scotia. Get it.
Ontario now, really all they need to do is grind out the clock here. Not much time left. Unofficially at full time by my clock, but there'll be a couple of extra minutes, I'm sure, because of stop time. And there it is. Congratulations, there are your gold medal winners from Ontario Central. So Ontario Central, they were dominant all week long. They were dominant here today, but the Celtics hung in tough and battled hard the entire game. They put 7 points on the board, the only points that Ontario Central gave up in the tournament. So the Celtics, congratulations, a hard-earned silver medal for the women from Nova Scotia, and it's gold for Ontario Central. This U16 gold medal game has ended 33-7, your final score. So congratulations to both of these teams. They played a wonderful tournament, an excellent gold medal final, and certainly Ontario showed why they were the favorites coming in. They did what they had to do. They got up quick, they got up early, and they hung on. Full marks to them. They certainly do deserve the gold medal, but for the Celtics, a program, the U16 program, only been around a short while, what a wonderful accomplishment for them to win silver here this week in this Eastern Championship. So we'll step aside for a quick break. Our next gold medal game comes your way in just a few minutes' time. I'll just confirm the teams for you. Sometimes I've called so many games, I just got to double check to make sure I'm giving you the right matchup. So our next game coming your way in about 10 minutes' time. We now switch to U18. It will be the women's gold medal game. The Celtics from Nova Scotia will have another crack at it. It'll be the U18 Nova Scotia Celtics taking on Eastern Ontario. We'll have that game for you in just a moment. And now Eastern Ontario waiting. But first, Ontario Central comes over to acknowledge their fans and to say, hey, we did it. So we'll step aside once again. Your final, Ontario Central defeating Nova Scotia 33-7. Silver for the Nova Scotia Celtics and gold for that team right there, Ontario Central. We'll be back.